Alrighty, we're late and we're live. Sorry about the delay, everyone. We had a bit of trouble with the stream key tonight. But we're here for the Xfinity series, the Agent Inc. Xfinity series, that is. And we are at Sonoma tonight. And tonight is a bit of a special night. It is our first and only road course race of the season. And it is also our cutoff race for the Championship 4. We've got 8 drivers tonight trying to find 4 spots into the playoffs. Caleb Sheets won last week at I forget where we were, but he won last week and secured himself a spot in the championship 4. And there will be 3 other spots up for grabs tonight. I'm Evan Clapper, and I'm joined by Mr. Christian Delgado. Christian, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fine, Evan. Really excited. Sonoma's one of my favorite road courses, so excited to see what kind of race these drivers can put together tonight.
Yes, sir. We got Corey here doing race control. He might pop in intermittently. So let's run through our race analysis real quick. Hey, Corey.
Sorry.
There, you're good. You're good. Run through our race analysis real quick while we're watching some drivers qualify here tonight. We are at Sonoma for the cutoff race for the Championship 4. 7 drivers fighting for 3 playoff spots. 3 stages tonight. Stage 1 will end at lap 20, Stage 2 will end at lap 20, and the race will end at lap 35 with a stage caution only at the end of the second stage. So we won't have any caution unless for a major pileup before the end of Stage 2. And the race will end at lap 35. Fuel window is approximately 20 laps from what I've seen from the drivers tonight, so with the extra pace lap, it's going to be close on that Stage 2 fuel. I imagine drivers will have to save just a teeny bit to get themselves to the end of the stage and around one more time to make their pit stop. And as we mentioned, it is a cutoff race tonight, and let's get a look at the playoff standings coming into tonight. Caleb Sheets won last week, so he is locked into the championship 4, and the rest of the drivers are fighting for a spot. Connor Wold is 21 above the cut line. He should be good with a half-decent finish tonight. Zach Johnson is third, plus 10 above the cut line. He's a little safe, but probably wants a decent finish to secure his spot. And then just below that, it is going to be a fight for that last spot. Jared Bundy, Tyler Krawczyk, Zack Saunders, Jeremy T-Bone, all within 9 or 8 points of each other. So with all of those drivers so close, it's going to be really important for them to pick up some stage points tonight and try to look for a great finish. So we watch some qualifying runs here. Zack Saunders is first on the board. He was fastest in practice. 119.12 is his lap. See if we can find some other drivers that are out on the track right now. Riding along with, let's see, any playoff drivers out there. We got Connor Wold in the 88 on his out lap. Like we said, 21 points above the cut line, so probably anything in the top 10, top 15 area will be good enough for him to secure a spot in the Final 4. Christian, I know you told me you were doing some practice laps in the car tonight. What does the car feel like going around this racetrack?
The car feels pretty good. It's a little uneven under braking, but the um, as usual, these cars are a little bit just has a lack of grip at these road courses. So going in these heavy braking zones, it's going to be really easy just to lock up the tires and um, overcook these corners and really tear up the tires. But on these nice sweeping corners, like in the S's and stuff like that, the car feels really good. You can really get onto the curbing, and it really helps the car get through the corners. So we'll see if these drivers will take advantage of um, the benefits of this Xfinity car. You know, it's really rigid, and in the nice flowy corners, it really likes to stick. So
Alrighty, well, Looks like we only had a couple minutes of qualifying available to the drivers, so only a handful of drivers managed to make a qualifying lap. I don't think Connor's going to be able to finish his lap here as we see qualifying just about to end. So that'll shake up the field for the start of this race for sure. And we will grab the starting lineup as the drivers head into the drivers' meeting to start tonight's race. Zack Saunders is on the pole tonight. I think that's probably his second or third one of the season. He was fastest in practice, and he gets his pole time with a 1:19.12 in his 66 car. He had a not so good finish last week at why do I keep forgetting where we were last week? Can you remind me? Pocono.
Pocono,
Pocono.
yeah.
Yep. I remember he got caught up in a late race incident. Zack Saunders did. Caused him to finish outside of the top 15, so he's many points below the cut line. A win here for him today would go a long way to shake up his championship weekend and also the rest of the points. He qualifies on the pole today. And Gino Marrow, one of our Cup Series drivers, starts on the outside of the front row in his 71 Toyota, just a few tenths off the pole there with a 1:19.32. Tyler Krawczyk, Archie Williams, Archie, our road course aficionado here at the show, he qualifies on the outside of row 2 and 4th. Stephen Menke and Bob Baker in 5th and 6th. Jeremy T-Bond, another playoff driver just below the cut line with a 1:24.76. He'll start 7th. And then we have the rest of the field who did not get to put up a lap. Ivan Ramirez, Caleb Sheets, Connor Wold, and I messed up my overlays. I got it here. Dan Barchuk, Bryan Fowler, Xander Short, Joe Wright, Cody Leach, Zach Johnson, and Ryan Taft are the rest of the starting grid tonight. As we wait for the drivers' meeting to complete and the cars to grid up for tonight's race. Christian, what would you say the hardest part about getting around this racetrack is? Which section do you find to be the most difficult?
I think getting in the turn one and in turn two, it's really easy to overcook it, and just getting the car slowed down after you make that little bend after the start finish line. You can really get the car upset and really wound up, and it's gonna be really easy to go off track there. I think, I mean, I think it's also going to be pretty easy just to overcook turn 11 in that hairpin. You got to be really precise with where you're downshifting, where you're braking, and one little mistake and you're going to be smoking the tires. And hopefully not too much you're going to the tires. But yeah, I think definitely turn 1 and 2 and turn 11 is going to be the tough spots for some of these drivers.
Yeah, that uphill section at the very beginning of the lap is really unique for a track. You don't usually travel uphill at such a sharp angle, so the turns there they definitely make it difficult for you to get the car around. And then obviously the heavy braking zone down into turn 11 right before the start finish line. Going to be a point of contention for drivers tonight. It's a good place to pass, but also a place that's very prone to overcooking and wheel hopping and spinning each other out. So see how drivers handle that tonight. Got an extra long pace lap tonight since we're at a road course, so waiting for them to take off. So I know the drivers meeting is over, and we'll talk to some of our playoff drivers as they make their way around. I see they're rolling off, so let's see if we can get some guys here. We'll start with Tyler Krawczyk in the 17. He is 1 point one point below the cut line coming into tonight's race. So let's see what his strategy is for tonight. Hey Tyler, it's Evan and Christian up in the broadcast booth. You got us?
You got a copy.
All right. Well, you're coming into tonight 1 point below the cut line. Didn't have a great finish last week at Pocono. Zack is pretty fast, and he's also below the cut line. Might win tonight, which should shake up the playoff standings. What's your strategy for tonight's race?
I guess same thing as 2 weeks ago at Charlotte. Just if I'm up front, get stage points. 'Cause I know Jared's not running, I don't think, and I'm not sure how Zach Johnson's been doing. So, and fortunately, I think me and Saunders are teammates. So, it's gonna be fun. I'm just try to get stage points. Just trying to bring this home in one piece for a finish.
Right, man. Well, yeah, you're right. Jared's not here. Um, but with a win, Zach would jump his way to the front of the standings and would kind of shake things up. So,
Yeah, he
all
would.
right, man. Well, good luck tonight. We'll see you, and be watching.
Thank you. You have a good night.
Yep, you too. All right, and let's talk to our pole sitter, Mr. Zack Saunders, in the 66. Hey, Zach, it's Evan and Christian up in the booth. You got us?
Sure do.
All right, well, okay, I see you're about to go green. But you're on pole tonight. Looking for a win to get you in the playoffs. How you feeling about the track and the race tonight?
Pretty good, honestly. Car handles really nice.
All right. I pulled you in a little late. I know we're going green, so I'll let you back, actually. All right, man. Good luck tonight. We'll see you.
Thank you.
I didn't realize the pace lap went quicker than I thought. The green flag is out, and we are racing at Sonoma. Zack Saunders leads him down. He gets a good jump, and he's cleared the 71 of Gino Marrow as we make our way in that uphill section. Like, it's so difficult to get the car around. You can see the cars are loose off the corner. And down into this sharp turn 6 area, I think, heavy braking zone. Oh, the 17 drives it a little too deep, gets way out of line. Manages to hold on to the position, but he loses a lot of time, and the 6 also loses a lot of time just behind him.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really go side by side in the S's without putting yourself at risk to get in some trouble. But yeah, we're Tyler right there had a little bit of an oopsie as he's off again.
Oh, he's off the track. You can see him there on the right side of your screen in the dirt. And as all the cars head down into the hairpin, Tyler holds onto the position again. But again, costing a bunch of time for him and the cars right behind him.
Yeah, this car is really, really unpredictable for the first couple of laps while you're still on cold tires. You just can't, you kind of have to baby the thing around until you get the tires warmed up. But that initial spot where he kind of lost the car a little bit, it's super easy, even on warm tires, to kind of shatter the right front, and it just doesn't turn right there in that turn 6 area.
Yep, we see the 92 of Jeremy T-Bon is way behind the pack. I think he had a little incident there on the first lap. Playoff driver, a few points below the cut line. Not a great start for him. Battle for the lead, though, has stayed close to 66 and the 71, going at it. Just a couple tenths separate them. As they make their way through the fast section here at the end of the lap into this heavy braking zone in turn 11. Close battle here around the 6th position. We've got Bob Baker in the 11, Joe Wright in the 74, the 56 of Ivan Ramirez, all battling for that 6th position. You can see the 11 gets out of sorts there, opens the door, and the 56 rolls on through, trying to take away that 6th position.
Yeah, good run for Bob right here. Was a playoff contender, just, hasn't been able to put races together, just been caught up in some other things. So good to see Bob running up here in around the top 5 areas.
Yep, he's one of the drivers that managed to make a qualifying lap, which got him a good starting position. So he's got some track position. Hopefully he can hold on to it as the race goes on.
The battle for the lead is still there. I mean, Gino is not getting away as
Oh,
Saunders is off.
66 gets in a little too deep, rolls off the track on the exit of turn 10, and 71, new leader, Gino Marrow, to the point.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to be so disciplined going out of the S's on that little bend right there. I mean, it's so easy for the car just to not unload right, and it just gets tight, and you just go barely off. Luckily, you know, there's a little bit of sand there to help slow the car down before you hit the wall and give yourself damage. But definitely really easy to do that here. So. I don't think Zack is going to leave Gino alone. I mean, Zack has pace. I mean, they're running pretty much identical lap times these last couple laps. So I think if Gino wants to keep the lead, he's going to have to fight Zack for it right now.
Yep, they have not left each other's side since the drop of the green flag. And they are already over 6 seconds ahead of third place, so these two drivers definitely looking like the contenders for tonight's race. Another heavy braking point here. Down into turn 11 as they complete lap 4. 6 laps to go in the stage.
See, this is one of the things I do like about Sonoma. There's so many different places to make up time and give up time. You can see where Zack has his better at part of the track, but you also see where Gino's a little bit better. Like, looks like Gino's a little bit better through the S's, but Zack's a little bit better in the turn 11, going to that hairpin and going into 1. And then they're about even through this first section in the 3 and 4. So it's just so interesting to see where, you know, these drivers are making up and getting up time.
Yep. Pack is mostly spread out, but we've got a few cars in close quarters here. Back in about the 10th position, Bryan Fowler leads this little group of cars in 9th. Cody Leach in the 15 is in 10th, and Caleb Sheets, the only driver locked into the championship for right now, runs 11th, and Connor Wold just behind in 12th. Oh, bit of a contact there between the 15 and the 26. I heard the bumper there hit the 26. Everyone sorts it out though. The 26, Caleb Sheets, takes over P10.
So, ooh, that's close. The 15 gets a little sideways, but so he gets everything out. Connor's gonna get around them.
Yep, keeps it straight. Oh, when the 88's out of sorts too, cooks it and he's in the dirt. Off the turn. He'll drop back to 13th here.
See Caleb going around the 57 right here for a position. I think Caleb started in the pits or towards the back on purpose, so we're probably going to be seeing him trying to make his way through the field throughout the race.
'71 of Gino Marrow has pulled out to about a 1-second lead over Zack Saunders as we complete lap 6, 4 left to go in stage 1. Reminder that we will not have a caution at the end of stage 1. We will have one at the end of stage 2, but we'll keep racing through the first stage. update on the points as I have them here. Looks like Connor Wold is in second in the points. He's got about 23 over the fifth car, Zack Saunders. And Tyler Krawczyk is showed as 2 points to the good in fourth over Zack. So I think even with the stage points, Zack is probably going to need a win here to get himself into the final four. But these two have completely run away from the field. It is a 12-second gap between first and third on the racetrack.
That was close for Gino right there. Almost had a really bad moment, but was able to keep the car under him. But it did hemorrhage some time, and Zack is right there again. Yeah, but I think Zack knows what he needs to do to be able to point his way into the playoffs. He either needs to win or have a really, really good race to pass up Tyler and some other people to point his way into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think with some good stage points and a good finish, he'll be all right. Right now he's showing 2 points under the cut line, but obviously with the stage points that'll change. Tyler in the 17 is sitting in fourth, so he'll get a couple more than him, and that gap will slowly close over the course of the race.
Yeah, as we've been talking about it, he is right back up to Gino. Gino's hasn't had a very good lap. He's just kind of given up some time, and Zack has taken advantage of Gino slipping up a couple times. But we'll see if Zack can maintain his paces. Oof.
Oh, he's gonna get. Okay, he managed to keep it on the track. So that's good. Yeah, Gino was slipping and sliding around there in the S's that lap, and definitely got some time on there. We see the 11 of Bob Baker in between the water barrels. He'll go a lap down. Keeps it out of the way of the leaders, but Zack is closed in now. 3 laps to go in stage 1. Just 4/10 separate the top 2. We can definitely see who practiced for tonight's race. The 71 and the 66 are 15 seconds ahead of third place. They have definitely got it down.
They definitely do, and as we see this, it looks like they're catching up on the lap car. So this is definitely going to change things. Depending on where they catch this lapper, this could either help Gino or really hurt him. So hopefully he can catch him in a good spot. If not, we know Zack's going to pounce on the opportunity to get some more time back, because as we see, Zack is starting to slip again, and Gino's starting to pull out to a little bit of a lead again.
Yep, lost a decent amount of time this lap. He's all the way back to about a second behind again as the leaders make their way around the 15 of Cody Leach, putting him 1 lap down. And oh, gets into the wall there. The laps have kind of been trading back and forth. You can see the last 5 laps here. Gino definitely with the upper hand that lap, about 3/10 faster, but 2 laps before that, Zack was the faster car. So looking like these guys are trading better laps with each other, and the gap stays close. Right now it's about 7/10 between the top 2. As we are on the final lap of stage 1.
We were told by race officials that the cars can go about 20 laps, so they won't have to worry about probably green flag stops until the stage 2 caution. So fuel strategy and stuff is kind of out of the window for these last couple stages. So the fans at home won't have to worry about worrying about drivers taking green flag pit stops, as we see the 9 car have a moment there as well.
Oh yeah, he's right in front of the leaders too. Gets it going again. You can see he's heavy damage, so he'll go a lap down. As stage 1 ends at the conclusion of that lap, Gino Marrow takes his first stage win of the season. We'll transition to stage 2. Zack Saunders takes second in the stage, and as the 6 crosses the line, he'll take third. Archie Williams gets fourth in stage 1, followed by the 17 of Tyler Krawczyk. And with the current gaps on the field, the 74, Joe Wright, takes 6th. Ivan Ramirez will be a few seconds behind him in the 56, takes 7th, and grabs the final stage point for stage 1. No caution tonight for stage 1, and it will keep rolling to lap 20. Fuel strategy shouldn't be important for the drivers. I think the fuel tank is about 20 laps on the dot, and with the pace lap, obviously they're going to burn a little bit of fuel, so curious to see whether people will run out, and then once the caution comes out, they got to make their way another lap around, but I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, with how big this track is, if they run out, that's probably game over, unless they can get someone to help them get back to pit road, and which would be pretty difficult. You know, it's pretty difficult to push a teammate or a friend on an oval, but yet less something like Sonoma. So
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think with the pace laps and stuff, if they were smart, they would try to save fuel to have that little bit of a buffer if they need it. So, but also I guess at a road course, I mean, you're braking a lot. I mean, there's definitely opportunities to save fuel. The drivers have to do that. So, if that is needed, I guess we'll see if the drivers decide to do that. If they're willing to gamble and potentially risk running out towards the end of stage 2.
And Gino won our cup race at Watkins Glen just a few weeks ago with a good fuel strategy, so I know he knows how to save fuel on a road course. So I'm not worried about him at all, but maybe some of these other guys. Lap 12 completes here. Leaders just 0.6 apart still, keeping it close as the leaders come up on the 88 of Connor Wold. Playoff driver. Not having a great day. He's probably not going to be happy with going a lap down here early in the race, but he had a big buffer to the cut line, so hopefully he's okay with his race so far as we see him. I think he went off track there and hit the wall. Yeah, there he is on the right side.
And the 13 had an issue going into turn 1 as well, and it's continuing to go off track.
Yeah, he's in the wall. Dan Rybarchuk in the 13 sliding through the grass. Trying to get it turned around here.
As Gino has caught a lapper in the S's, that's probably one of the worst spots to catch him. And you see Zack gain some time on him. As they lap T-Bone right there, but that's probably the worst spot to catch a lapper because you cannot go side by side in the S's. So Gino just kind of had to back off and kind of follow the 92 through there and give up a little bit of time. But like nothing you can do there. You just kind of have to be patient and then pass the 92 when it was adequate to do so.
So with Zack picking up second in stage 1, got an extra 6 points. Tyler Krawczyk in the 17 finished, I think, 5th in the stage and only grabbed 3 points. That puts Zack +1 above the cut line as they run. With Caleb Sheets obviously advanced to the Final Four. Connor Wold in second. And Zach Johnson. Or excuse me, Caleb Sheets is first. Connor Wold is second. Saunders is third. And Tyler Krawczyk is fourth. As they run. Battle for the lead heating up. Zach has made his way right to the back bumper of Gino.
Yeah, Gino just having some issues, especially on the exit, just getting the power down. You can see him kind of stepping the car out. But that's what happens when you run, just 15 laps at Sonoma. So I think Gino's going to be really excited for this stage to the end so that he can come and get a fresh set of tires. I think what's helping Zach too is just using so much more of the track. He's, actually using the curbs a little bit. As I've seen him run, has kind of been a little bit unwilling to use the curbs to help the car turn and stuff, and it's helping Zach make up a little bit of time, just a little bit. So
those curbs can be very friendly. They'll help your car turn, but they can also get you real squirrely. Gotta be very careful getting up on those curves. If you use them right, it's good for time, but just a little too much gas and you find yourself spinning out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested to see. I see Gino at the exit of turn 11. Using the car up. I think he might be actually downshifting in the first. It looks like Zach is staying in second. So maybe that's what's helping tire wear for Zach, and maybe he's not going all the way down the first in those corners.
Yeah, we'll see here as they make their way through the second set of S's and down into turn 11. Check out the gearing here. Zach's got a big run. Looks to the inside. Can't quite get it under there, but yeah, Gino shifts down in the second. Don't see. Oh, he gets loose though this time. Rear tires slide out just a little bit, and Zach is there, but he also didn't get the greatest run off of 11, so he's not able to get next to him. I got 4 laps to go in stage 2. This is basically the closest battle on the track. Not too many other fights for position, at least on the track. So we'll stick with the leaders for now as they come up on Bob Baker to put him another lap down. 86 of Ryan Taft is taking his car to the pits. Looks like he's done for the day as the lap traffic looks like it's gonna throw off the leaders. They both get real close as they go down into 11. Gino runs just a little bit high. Zach's there. He's got his corner panel but can't quite get alongside. As they complete lap 17.
And I think Zach just wants to be more aggressive, but I think he's being smart right here, just trying to be patient trying to find a spot to square up Gino, because like all Zack needs to have now is a clean race. Like he has that little bit of a cushion for a points lead. It looks like he's gonna even widen that cushion with a better stage finish than Tyler right now. So I think it's smart right now that he's not being too aggressive trying to get around Gino. I mean, really all he needs to do is just keep this car clean and then be there at the end to maybe contend for a win, because I think it's really between Gino and Zack. I mean, they really have shown that they're the cars to beat.
Oh yeah, I think almost 40 seconds out front of third place is definitely telling of how much better they are than the rest of the field. 66 tries to outbrake the 71 in turn 11. Can't quite get it. Closes right up to the corner panel. Can't make it stick, and Gino holds on to the lead. We've got 2 laps to go in stage 2.
Yeah, I think for Zack to try to take advantage of that turn 11, I think he just needs to be a little bit closer to, and he actually needs to physically be under Gino to maybe make Gino, oof, as he gets a loose
Wow.
there.
Oh, and again.
Wow.
He's pushing it.
So it looks like
So
74 has taken his car to the pits.
Yeah, so the pitch should be closed right now, since we're 2 laps to go in the stage. So I don't know if there's a scheduled stop. I saw the 93 of Archie Williams. He also hit pit road. He was in there he's in his box for about 25 seconds. I'm not sure if he was taking damage or tires or what, but pitch should have been closed.
Yeah, I'm very unsure. I mean, there's several cars. 74 Joe Wright, 56 Ivan Ramirez, 57 of Bryan Fowler, Archie Williams, as you said, all have pitted within the last lap or two. So I'm not sure, as the leaders have caught up to a big jumble of lap cars right here.
Bunch of lap traffic here. And this is the last lap of the stage. It's definitely going to play a part. 66 of Zack Saunders looks below Gino. Doesn't make it work. He takes a wide entry into this corner to try and get a run off. This is the white flag of stage 2.
Got a little bit better exit out of the S's.
Oh yeah, he's coming. He's in the inside. Although I think
the being there is going to
oh!
the 71.
Oh, they make contact, and the 66 is in the back of the 71. They keep it straight as the 15 hits the wall. Breaking down into turn 11. 66 has got to run, but not big enough to get there. And Gino wins stage 2. And the caution waves.
It sounds like that from the voice cams, Zack was not happy with the little block at the end of there. But you know, racing for a stage win, I guess you got to do what you got to do. But I knew going into that kink that 15 being there was going to compromise Gino's exit right there. I mean, you have to use all that track up just on your own to make that corner, yet less side by side.
Yeah, let's definitely get another look at that. The 15 is just, he's a slower car. Got some damage there. You see no front end. And going through these S's is just really treacherous. And he gets hit by the 71. Luckily, it's the lap car that gets the worst out of that. But then down into the heavy braking zone here, you see Zack takes a wide entry so that he can get a big run off and I wouldn't call that really a block. The 71 just kind of held it straight. Nothing too crazy there.
Yeah, I think Zach was smart to lift and just have have it like I said before. I mean, he just has to keep the car clean right now. I I'm not sure. I can't say for positive, but I'm not sure if they have a fast repair.
They
So
don't.
if so yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's smart of Zach to not push the issue, potentially wreck Gino and himself, and potentially throw away a chance at getting it the round before. So I know Zach wanted that bad, but I think that was probably the best for him and Gino to just lift and kind of put that in the memory bank for later on in the race, maybe.
Yeah, the extra stage point probably not worth it with the risk of wrecking. So he picks up second in stage 2. Zach does. I believe Tyler Krawczyk will finish 5th in the stage, so he gets a couple more points on that gap. And some strategy from the 66 is like he opts for no tires, or maybe he does get tires. Gino's sitting in his box for quite a while. 29. I think he might have some damage from that contact with the 15. That's the only thing I can think of. But
Yeah,
he rolls off pit road.
going back and looking back, it looks like Zach did take forward. So yeah, I think Gino's just gonna take some of this damage. Because with these Xfinity cars, just a little bit of damage just really does change the way the cars handle, and handling is everything, especially at these road courses. So, um, probably smart of Gino to go ahead and take this damage. I mean, he's got, regardless, even if he loses a couple spots, he's arguably one of the top 2 drivers in the field. So, um, I wouldn't be worried about pace-wise with Gino.
Yeah, luckily with such a large gap between him and the rest of the field, he's still able to come out of the pits in second, so he'll still restart right next to Zach. Keep his track position for the most part. Not too many switch ups here as far as track position for the rest of the field. I believe the 74 of Joe Wright, or I guess a couple cars are going to take the wave around here. Cars that came in before the end of the stage. Not sure who the lucky dog is for this caution. But regardless, I think we'll end up with 9 cars back on the lead lap. With the 74, 26, 57, 56, and 93 all taking wave arounds. Here as they'll get their wave arounds and get back on the lead lap. And that will leave 9 cars on the lead lap. Jeremy T-Bone will be the first car 1 lap down in 10th place. He's the only car 1 lap down. Connor Wold, Zach Johnson, Bob Baker, 11, 12, 13 scored all 2 laps down. Danry Barchok is sitting in the pits with heavy damage. He's currently scored 3 laps down. Same with the 15 of Cody Leach. I think he's actually gone behind the wall for tonight, so he'll be scored in 14th and will drop a few spots here as other cars make up some time. He's out for the day. And Ryan Taft scored as the last car on the track, 11 laps down in 16th, but still running, or he's on pit road getting some damage fixed now, but hasn't taken it to the garage quite yet. Pace car lights are off. We got 1 to go. Race controls informing that we waved around some cars early so that they could make their way around and catch up, which makes sense. So 9 cars will be on the lead lap to start the final stage, and we'll have 11 laps around this road course to decide the race. Zack Saunders has put himself in the front. And is currently scored 4 points above the cut line.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of gives Tyler almost a must-win situation right now. I mean, with how quick Zach is, and Tyler's got to make something out of nothing right now. I mean, obviously, there's no other stages to make up points on Zach right now, so this kind of put Tyler in a must-win situation to make his way into the round of 4. But not saying it's not impossible. I mean, there's a big possibility that maybe Gino and Zach can tangle with each other and hurt their chances at winning this race, and Tyler could take advantage. But he's either gonna have to start running some miracle laps or hope for something to happen.
Mm-hmm. And Tyler might be okay. I think with Zach Johnson being all the way back in 12th, 2 laps down, Tyler is showing 5 points above the cut right now. So as long as he stays where he is and Zach stays where he is, he'll be okay. So knowing that, he can probably take it easy. I see they've added another lap here to the pacing to let the field catch up still. Across the line, we'll have 11 laps to go. So now we're on 1 to go. We should have 10 laps left to decide the race. Current point standings. Caleb Sheets at the top with his win last week. Connor Wold is second. He is currently showing 12 points above the cut, even though he is in 11th, 2 laps down. So he's pretty safe. Zack Saunders is third. He's currently in the lead, so he would advance anyway, but he is 11 points above the cut line. And then Tyler Krawczyk sits fourth in the points, just 5 above Zack Johnson. Zack Johnson, Jeremy T-Bon, both showing just a few points below the cut line in 6th or 5th and 6th position. I can only imagine we're going to have a rematch here of our top 2. Zach started on the pole with Gino in second. Gino was able to make the pass a couple laps into that first stage and held it for the rest of the race, even though Zach was right on his tail the whole time. And with 10 laps to go, I'm sure they're going to do the same thing. Pace car is in. They're going to make their way through the slow turn 11, and just out of the exit will be the Geico restart zone. The 66 is the control car, and we are green with 10 laps to go in the penultimate race of the Xfinity Series at Sonoma.
Now we know the 71, the 66 can be quick, but I'm interested to see, maybe the 6 car, maybe the 17 car, if they're just naturally running laps, maybe learn something and can maybe spice things up, as there's some good battles towards the back of the field right now.
Yep, these cars all back here. Few lead lap cars, few lapped cars were right along with the 56 of Ivan Ramirez.
The 66 has a huge issue, but can collect it, but Gino is there now. He had a little bit of a cushion, but almost lost it going to the S's.
It's got a healthy advantage here. Oh, the 17 of Tyler Krawczyk way off the track out of the S's in the dirt again. Holds on to it. We saw the same thing at the very start of the first green flag run as, the 74 of Joe Wright. Or, sorry, who is that in the infield? Not sure who that white car was.
I couldn't grab it either.
Oh, 56 of Ivan Ramirez is around out of turn 11 in front of the start-finish line. It's going to get it going. Tough break for him. He'll fall back to 9th, last car on the lead lap. As the leaders have done it again, they are starting to pull away from 3rd place. Looks like Zach might have got a little deep there, cooked the entry just a little bit, but Gino might have done the same thing. Gets a huge extension on his lead, over a second now, as they head through the fast shoot second pair of S's. Zach got his rears in the dirt there, a little out of turn 10. Keeps it straight down to the heavy braking zone, turn 11. Still keeps the lead for now. 3rd place has changed hands. Caleb Sheets, last week's winner, has slowly been making his way through the field. Started towards the back and doing well for himself. He's up to P3. But does he have anything for our leaders? No one else has had anything for him all day.
Yeah, Caleb almost matched Gino's time right there. So I mean, I guess we'll see if he can maybe make some time up, because we know these two are going to fight hard for this one. It could actually allow Caleb to capitalize and make up some ground on these two.
And look at him run over those curbs there. That looks kind of funny, them hopping over the curbs there in turns 5 and 6.
Yeah, coming out of turn 10, you're going to really use that curb to allow the car to rotate. And for me, when I was practicing, it really helped the car not wash up into that little runoff area that a lot of these drivers have had issues in. Just like what Zach did, had an issue with that last lap, getting those rears in there. Using that curb when out of turn 10 really did. It does help the car rotate and get in there. So I imagine that these drivers are going to use up as much of the track as they can, because it's go time. I mean, even though Sonoma's a pretty big track, it's still 10 to go, like under 10 to go. It's time to, push I would say, as much as you can right now to make up time.
Yep, and Gino is definitely there. Oh, some contact. 66 throws a bit of a block out of turn 6. Oh.
So right now, these leaders are running the fastest they have. Gino just ran the fastest lap of the race right there with a 1:18.6. So obviously that shows right there that it's go time for at least these two up here.
Oh yeah. Man, I'm not sure why Caleb's time is a little broken there. Let's see if I can reset the overlay and figure that out.
And for me, it shows that Caleb just ran a 1:19.7 that last lap when he crossed the line. Yeah. He's actually only 2/10 off the leaders right there this last lap. So needs to be a little bit quicker to maybe catch these guys and give them a run for their money. But Zach is a little bit loose coming out of the first section.
Yeah, reset the overlay, and still Caleb's time is not showing up. So he's a little bit back there, a few seconds, but apologize for the ticker not updating correctly. Battle for the lead is about as close as it's going to get. Gino is right on the tail of the 66. Through this fast part of the racetrack, will he make a move in the heavy braking zone? Jumps to the outside. It's a wide entry. Nothing yet. This is such a good battle.
It is. I mean, like I said, you can see where Zack is a little bit better, but it looks like Zack's a little bit better on exit, and Gino's just a little bit more aggressive on entry. You see Gino go super upset, trying to get back into the gas.
5 laps to go. 66 and the 71 have been class of the field all night as they are out to a 7-second lead over third place and have been right next to each other the entire race.
Zack has a little bit of an issue through the S's. I mean, Gino's there. I mean,
Yeah, he's definitely cutting him a break too.
yeah, I mean, the only thing that's preventing Gino.
Oh, here we go. 66 loose out of turn 10 and into the braking zone. The 71 takes advantage and takes back the lead. Gino Marrow back to the point as the leaders cross the line and take 4 laps to go. Oh, Zack is all the way over the curb into the dirt.
And he is trying everything he can to stay with Gino right here. And that is, I'm amazed that he could save it coming out.
I can't believe the car went through there and didn't spin out. Oh, he gets loose. Locks up the front tires.
I know what Zack just needs to do is he needs to calm down right now, maybe cool down the tires, and, you know, just regain his composure and just try to go make another run at him, because doing what he's doing right now is not going to help. It's just going to allow Gino to keep pulling away right now. He just needs to, you know, calm down, regain everything, cool down the tires a little bit maybe if he can, and try to make another run. Gino has gapped Zack a little over, or a little under now, a second, so Zack has been there to capitalize on the long run, or we don't really have a long run this stage to have Zack capitalize on. So I mean, Zack's kind of has to give everything we have. I mean, with 3 laps to go, there's not a lot of time to go back and try to grab Gino.
Yeah, and it's definitely looking like he's falling back as the gap lengthens to a little over a second now.
Right now, Zack looks like he's about half a second off Gino's pace right now. I mean, I think Zack's just hoping that Gino makes a mistake right now to allow him to, you know, give up some time. But they are catching. I don't know if they'll get to him in time, but they are catching the 9 car, who is pretty slow with some damage and stuff. It looks like. So I mean, if Gino catches his 9 car in a bad spot, could really help Zach's case to maybe make another run at Gino.
And we'll see what happens here with the lap traffic. Current points update shows Tyler Krawczyk 6 points above the cut line in 4th. Zack Saunders a couple points ahead of him in 3rd, as the 9 kind of dips out of the way of the leader here. Good job there. As Gino Marrow comes off of the last turn and takes the white flag. Made an early pass for the lead in the first stage, won the first stage and the second stage, and was patient and passed Zach once again with just a few laps to go here. And now with a 2.5 lead, just needs a clean lap to bring it home to victory. Great lap so far. The gap extends 1.8 seconds between the 71 and the 66. Last trip through the fast chute at the end of the racetrack down into the braking zone in turn 11. No mistakes from the 71 as he makes his way out of turn 11. And through the last left-hander, and Gino Marrow takes his first Xfinity win at Sonoma. Zack Saunders right behind him in 2nd. And a 2nd place will be good enough for him to lock his way into the Final 4. Caleb Sheets is going to cross the line here as he makes the left-hander. Picks up 3rd. Tyler Krawczyk is a few seconds behind him. He is also going to make it into the Final 4 unofficially with a 4th place finish. Bryan Fowler, a great run for him today in 5th. Stephen Menke, Joe Wright, Ivan Ramirez, and Archie Williams round out the lead lap cars. That's your top 9. Jeremy T-Bon will end as the only car 1 lap down. Picks up a top 10. Unfortunately, not good enough for him to advance to the Final 4.
Yeah, but what a great battle for this win between Zach and Gino. I mean, like we've said numerous times. I mean, they were definitely the class field, and you know, sometimes some of these road racing events can be a bit of a snooze fest, but they definitely put on a great show for the fans at home. So, uh, what a race between those two. All race to try to decide who was going to win this thing.
Yep, they had a 40 something second lead at the end of the second stage there, and then even in the final 10 laps it's 17-second gap from 1st to 3rd. So like you said, definitely class of the field. Beat up on the competition tonight. Gino Marrow picks up his first Xfinity Series win here at the show. Zack Saunders a close 2nd, but like we said, it's good enough to lock him into the Final 4. Unofficial standings showing Caleb Sheets, Connor Wold, Zack Saunders, and Tyler Krawczyk as your Final 4 for next week in the championship race. And we'll start with our 3rd place finisher tonight, Caleb Sheets. A silent but great day for him. Caleb Sheets, it is Evan and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, well, you started towards the back and silently kind of climbed your way through the field. I know you didn't need a good points day as you had a win last week, but regardless, you come out in 3rd place here. Tell us about your race tonight.
Yeah. Main goal was just go out there, see what happened, try not to make any enemies before next week. but yeah, had a lot more speed than I was anticipating. So finishing third and keeping the momentum going was nice to do going into next week and hopefully into the road courses next season.
Yep. Well, have you done any practice at for next week? Nashville Super Speedway, obviously championship race. You're in there. Have you done any practice? Any thoughts about the track?
Yeah, I like Nashville. I'm planning on doing a few official races next week with the Xfinity Series being there, so that'll be good to get 2 or 3
Yeah,
races
yeah.
in there and see how that goes. But yeah, I like that track.
All right, man. Well, good luck next week. Congratulations on your good finish tonight, and we'll see you in the Final Four championship race next week.
All right, appreciate it. Talk to you then.
Yep. All right, and then we'll get a chat with our pole sitter and second place finisher tonight, Mr. Zack Saunders. It's Evan and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy?
Howdy.
All right. Well, that was a very exciting race. You and Gino were the fastest cars on the racetrack by far, and you kept the battle close pretty much the whole night. So tell us about your race tonight and racing out there with Gino.
Yeah, it went pretty good. I had some practice when we ran trucks here there last weekend. Just drove it the same, to be honest. The trucks had a little bit more understeer than these Xfinity cars, and just had to change a couple things up on driving style. But overall, the cars didn't handle too bad. I don't think getting around the track and stuff.
Yep, and I
Yeah.
think with your second place tonight and your stage points, you're locked into the championship race. You didn't have a great week last week at Pocono. You know, you got caught up in a late race incident, but you made up all those points today, and now you're looking at a championship race tonight. So, congratulations. What are your thoughts about Nashville next week?
I've never ran there, so we're gonna find out when we get there.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. We'll see you in the championship race next week, and good luck for sure.
Thank you.
Alrighty, and then we'll pull in our winner for tonight, Mr. Gino Marrow. Hey, Gino, it's Evan and Christian up in the broadcast. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Well, I was telling Zach we had such a good time. You guys were the closest you guys were class of the field, and you were the closest battle on the track for pretty much the whole night. So tell us about your race and battling with Zach there pretty much the entire night.
It was definitely one of the best road course battles I ever had, especially with the Xfinity car. Xfinity car is not really my favorite when it comes to road racing, but definitely was this, like, do I want to race this week? But I saw that it was Sonoma and it was my late home track before I moved, so decided to give it a shot. Never really ran Sonoma in any league, and luckily it was fun. I had a great competitor to race with, so GG's to Zach.
Yeah, man. Okay. Well, it was a great battle. We had a lot of fun watching you guys. You guys were easily the two best cars on the racetrack. Drove way ahead of third place, and had a great battle. So, congratulations on your win tonight, and we'll see you, I guess, on Sunday for the Cup race.
Yeah, that sounds fun. One. All right, have a good one.
Yep. Have a good night, man. Alrighty. Well, another recap of our final four unofficially. We have Caleb Sheets, Connor Wold, Zack Saunders, and Tyler Krawczyk in the championship race. Will be at Nashville Superspeedway next week. And looking at our upcoming events for the show on Sunday, this coming Sunday, we are at Phoenix for the round of 8, the final race for the round of 8 for the Cup Series. Yours truly, me, I won at Bristol last weekend, so I'm locked into the final 4. But there are a bunch of other drivers looking for those final spots, much like we had today. So we'll be racing at Phoenix on Sunday night. That'll be on Eric's Twitch channel, Eric's Wacky Racing, EWR underscore 13W on Twitch. He'll be live at 8 o'clock on Sunday night for our Cup race. And then on this coming Tuesday, Tyler will be doing our truck race broadcast from Martinsville right here on the same Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the show racing. And then we'll be joining you again next week, same time on Wednesday for our championship race at Nashville Superspeedway, live here on twitch.tv/the show racing. We will see you all next Wednesday for that broadcast. Christian, you have any thoughts before we sign off for tonight?
Yeah, just great race, you know, but great battle between those top two drivers, between Zach and Gino. I mean, once again, you know, especially at Sonoma where it's a very technical, very rhythm track, it can sometimes tend to, you know, have a clear winner. And luckily, we had a great battle for this one throughout the whole race. So, congrats to Gino. Like we said, his first win in the Xfinity Series, and so hopefully we can bring this momentum for the great racing for the championship over at Nashville, and hopefully we can continue the momentum and crown a champion over there.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, uh, we'll see you back here. We'll be live on Tuesday. Tyler will be live here on Tuesday for the truck race, and then Christian and I will be back here same time next week for the championship race. We'll be at Nashville Super Speedway. So we will see you all then. Have a great night, everyone.